What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? Baggelis here and welcome back to another video here today in the channel where we take a look at the best and most reliable transfer news and headlines in world football in the past few days. Remember to say subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed the video, but without further ado, let's get right into it. The first move we're going to take a look at is AC Milan tracking down Everton winger Deulofeu. The AC Milan general manager Adriano Galliani said that he has made his last and final offer to Everton. Milan had already refused offers for more than a loan with a view of a permanent move, rejecting the demands. Galliani said to Everton that he had made them to agree to take them the player permanently in the summer, but no matter his loan goes. Everton manager Ronald Koeman said earlier on Thursday that he would not stand in Deulofeu's way if he wanted to leave the club, and Galliani is hopeful that he would now reach an offer. According to Gazzetta dello Sport, Galliani said the following: "We've made a new offer for Deulofeu, which is a loan, which we will have to pay a fee for and which will include an option for a permanent move in the future." Definitely this will be a very good move for both parties, especially for Deulofeu, who needs more playing time, but Milan, he will probably be also a substitute for Suso, who's just been playing out of this world this season. The next transfer story comes from the German newspaper Bild, in which Borussia Dortmund are set to make a €20 million offer for the Ajax promising striker Kasper Dolberg. This 19-year-old has been playing wonders for Ajax, and he will probably be one of the better strikers in the near future. He has a raw talent and skills that just are exceeding his age. He has also been linked to Manchester United and other clubs like Everton as well. However, I think Borussia Dortmund will be the perfect move for him. Christian Ramos has just left Dortmund to move to China, so now Dolberg could come in and act as a second striker and definitely learn a lot from Thomas Tuchel and probably become an even greater player now. Our next transfer story comes from La Gazzetta dello Sport from Italy. In the potential departure of Kalinic has forced Fiorentina to seek out an attacking reinforcement, and one of the potential acquisitions could be Deportivo's La Coruña Florin Andone. This player has really had a terrific season in the second division, having scored 21 goals in 36 matches, and this season in La Liga the player has scored already 6 goals in 18 matches. If Kalinic were to leave for a 35 million move to China, which is just crazy nuts for Kalinic, Fiorentina will not be able to find and be unprepared to find a substitute. From what I have seen, he's a very good player. He played amazingly against Real Madrid. He has a really, a keen eye for goal. He really gets in there and gets a lot of tackles, so I would say he will be like a defensive striker. He really likes to get into the game and produce a lot of tackles, pressure the defense, the opponents, so he's gonna be a very good player to Fiorentina if he goes. And also Mauro Zarate has been linked to a move to Watford, so probably a striker is a main priority for the Italian club right now. Moving on, we have Fenerbahce asking Juventus for Hernanes in a 5 million option to buy loan. Fenerbahce have approached Juventus for Hernanes, claims the reports in Turkey, asking for a loan for a 5 million option to buy. According to MK Sport, Fener are turning their attentions towards the Brazilian after seeing that initial offer for Milan Jose Ernesto Sosa being rejected. The proposal on the table is a 6-month loan with an option to buy for 5 million at the end of the season. However, Juventus will be likely only to let him go on a permanent transfer. In my opinion, he hasn't been a very good player overall. I haven't seen him play that much in Juventus this season. However, last season and the previous season at Inter, I'm not sure he was probably the best option. In some cases, I don't find him the best cam position or also a center mid, because he really lacks that physicality and also he lacks a little bit of pace, which is necessarily needed in that position. Next up, we have a Leicester striker officially handing in a transfer request. The 30-year-old Leonardo Ulloa and his representative have held talks with the club, but he has decided to ask to leave, if it's understood. Leicester are still considering an offer from Deportivo Alaves, and the only concrete bid on the table for the forward, although there is also other interest. The bid remains undisclosed, but is much smaller than the one Leicester rejected for Ulloa in the summer when Sunderland and Swansea were chasing him. The Foxes could come back with a contract offer to try and convince Ulloa to stay into the club, but it's understood that he has already made up his mind. He wants to leave and has been unhappy over the lack of playing times with the signings, of Istan Slimani and other players like Ahmed Musa, and especially in the Champions League this season. He has not been rewarded with a new deal after helping them win the title last year, and plus he has only made just 2 starts this term and has scored just once in 19 appearances in all competitions. Leicester would like to keep Ulloa, but it remains a popular figure at the club, with boss Claudio Ranieri understanding his frustrations. Instantly money a record 30 million buy last summer, and Shinji Okazaki and Jamie Vardy are all ahead of him in the pecking order. So if I was him, Ulloa would probably move definitely to another club. However, Leicester, like they said, they want to keep him in with instantly money on duty in Algeria in the African Cup of Nations, and Leicester are reluctant to let him Ulloa go this month, but they have been looking for a new striker just in case. The next transfer story is Liverpool rejecting a loan bid from Southampton from a frozen out defender, which is Mamadou Sakho. It is understood that the Saints' offer was instantly dismissed at the Reds, who will only consider letting the French international leave in a permanent deal. Sakho is no longer considered part of the first team squad after falling out with his Jurgen Klopp in the club preseason training club in California and being sent home. The 26-year-old trained with and played for the club under 23 side for the first half of the season, but since the transfer window opened, he has not featured as the club want to minimize the chances of him getting injured and jeopardizing a move. Really like bad move. Well, good move from Liverpool, but cheeky move from them either way. The player rejected loan switches to West Brom and Stoke in August, and despite being urged by the club to move away, who had told him he needed to leave the club and reestablish his reputation. But Liverpool fans have since changed their stance on the point, where now they want him off the club completely, and now they're only considering a 20 million move for the French international. Southampton are looking to strengthen the central defense after Jose Fonte has handed in the transfer request earlier this month, and also Sevilla, Swansea, Crystal Palace were also believed to be looking into the player, and while none have followed up with an initial interest, he's still expecting to leave to St. Mary before the window closes. The next transfer news is just a little quick one that I've added at the end of the video, and this is Asmir Begovic going to Middlesbrough. Apparently Chelsea have rejected a 10 million offer for Begovic, but Middlesbrough are still interested in the player, so therefore they're gonna continue talks and to see if a deal will be possible. The next transfer story comes from Italy, in which Tuttosport says that Tottenham have jumped into the battle to sign Inter Milan defender Andrea Ranocchia. The Italy international has been linked with a move to England this month, in which Crystal Palace, Watford and West Ham are also keen into signing the player. The defender will be viewed as Spurs in a cover position for the injured defender Jan Vertonghen. And just this week, Inter chief Piero Azzurri stated that there are opportunities. Ranocchia has much consideration from abroad. We will talk with him if he wants to find more space or if he just wants to stay with Inter. If that's what he wants, he will be happy to keep them. Otherwise, we will find a solution together with him and those who are following him. According to ESPN FC, West Ham United has agreed an 80 million fee move for the Southampton and settled defender Jose Fonte. Fonte's future has been a subject of intense speculation all month after he handed a transfer request at Southampton after failing to agree a new deal at St. Mary's. Fonte, who has already made 288 appearances for Southampton, was in the final 18 months of his contract, and sources said the Saints have reluctantly agreed to let him move during the month of this transfer window. A number of clubs have expressed interest for the Portugal international, including Manchester United and West Ham, after seeing the initial offers from Fonte rejected earlier this month, has returned for an 80 million bid which has been accepted. The 33-year-old and his representative are now set to hold talks with West Ham, and sources said that the London club are hopefully finalizing a move for Fonte in the next 24 hours. West Ham boss Slaven Bilic is keen to bolster his defensive options with Angelo Ogbonna, Winston Reid and James Collin, his only recognized centre-back defenders at the club, and he sees Fonte as being key addition to his plans. According to TalkSport, Sassuolo defender Francesco Acerbi wants to link up with Claudio Ranieri at Leicester City. The Foxes are hot on the heels for a twice-capped Italy international during the current transfer window, as they have already had 2 bids rejected. The first of those offers was reportedly around £8.5 million and the second one around £12 million. Both offers were instantly rejected by Sassuolo, with the Syria club being adamant that Acerbi will not be leaving this month. However, according to the Corriere della Sera, the centre-back wants to join Leicester City, and that could help him push a deal through. The 28-year-old reportedly had won over the opportunity to play under Ranieri and the sample English club after spending his whole career in Italy so far. This guy has been impressive for Sassuolo and a very good defender in Italy, and many of Italian fans really rate him. For FIFA standards, he will also be a very good addition. I really like his card, and I think he's probably one of the best defenders in FIFA. Just try him out. I think he's really good. for a very cheap price, probably in Ultimate Team or even Career Mode. And to Leicester City, he will be a very good addition to Claudio Ranieri because they have Wes Morgan and Huth, who are really old, and this guy could add a little bit of more power to that defense. Our next transfer story is that Hull City has accepted a 10 million offer for the West Brom midfielder Jake Livermore. The Baggies made a move for the 27-year-old after missing out in Morgan Stanley, who opted to join Everton, which was probably the best option of those two, and they have now agreed a fee for the Tigers' Livermore to have set a medical at the West Brom training ground on Thursday. Should the deal be finalized, Livermore will come into Tony Pulis's first signing of the January transfer window. West Brom are also understood to be keen in the Watford striker Odion Ighalo, although they have yet to make a formal offer. A move for Ighalo could likely depend on Saido Berahino's future, since I previously said that Berahino was going to Stoke, and now it seems to be a little bit more developing. Stokes are in talks already for a deal for Berahino, who is out of contract at the end of the campaign, so now Berahino could probably move to Stoke and then Ighalo come in as a second striker. These last three final news are really quick ones. Fiorentina have been reportedly attracted by Gabbiadini's wanting to leave Napoli and Napoli willing to sell him. He could probably come in alongside Florin Andone since Fiorentina will be now losing two strikers in Zarate and Kalinic, then Gabbiadini and Andone could replace those. The next one is Sergio Romero, accordingly to an Argentina newspaper, saying that he will be likely dropped as a first team player in Argentina because he has not getting enough games at Manchester United. Accordingly, Romero wants to stay in United and fight for his place, which is almost impossible right now because the Gea is absolute fire. So Romero is being linked to Boca Juniors, and this could be a move from the Argentinian press trying to get Romero a little bit back into his town, seeing that Romero is a little bit wasted at United. So probably this move is not too reliable, but it's one that Romero could be probably a little bit interested in since he'll be dropped out of the first team in Argentina. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video here today. Remember to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything in the channel. So stay subscribed and see you in the next video. Ciao!